Kata for the sound of the bell. Listening to the sound of the bell. Mind calm, body at ease, breathing quiet, sentiment benevolent. Dharma friends, sitting still in vital silence, wanting nothing, we practice eco-Buddhism together. The sound of the temple bell booms for all to cease from conflict. May the way of Buddha usher in the dawn of non-violent global village forever. Here is the after sound of the bell. Thunder of silence, light after Dharma rain. Om Amoka Vairocana Maha Mudra Chavala Pravartaya Om. Please stand and join in chanting of the three refuges. We take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, first in Sino-Korean and then in English. So please throw your voice in as best you can, even if you don't know the words. Chi Sim Quim Yong Ne Shi Bang Sam Se Che Mong Cha He Song Chung Il Che Pul Taya Shun Chi Shim Quim Yong Ne Shi Bang Sam Se Che Mong Cha He Song Chung Il Che Dalmaya. Ahashun. Chishim Puyamyongne. Shipan Samse Chemang Chahe Songchung Il Che Sang Gaya. And now in English, please repeat after me. I go for refuge to the Buddha.
I go for refuge to the Buddha.
And resolve with all beings.
And resolve with all beings.
I will cultivate a heart of enlightenment.
I will cultivate a heart of enlightenment.
And realize the great way.
And realize the great way.
I go for refuge to the Dharma.
I go for refuge to the Dharma.
And resolve with all beings.
And resolve with all beings.
I will penetrate the teachings.
I will penetrate the teachings.
And uncover oceans of wisdom.
And uncover oceans of wisdom.
I go for refuge to the Sangha.
I go for refuge to the Sangha.
And resolve with all beings.
And resolve with all beings.
I will seek peace and happiness for the many.
I will seek peace and happiness for the many.
And transform this world into Buddha lands unimpeded.
And transform this world into Buddha lands unimpeded.
Please return to your places for another shorter period of meditation. Please join me in some mindful stretching as an end to our meditation practice. Feeling the ridge of the skull, there's pressure points along the skull that actually help our breathing. So it is important to tend to them all along the ridge of the skull, all the way back to those occipital bones. And then please work with the ears, stretching the earlobes. Placing the knuckle right under your nostril and pressing up a little, feeling the breathing. Then leaning forward to stretch the lower back. Helps to place your hands on the cushion. Taking a nice breath, stretch upwards to the sky. And then fold so that your lower back is fully extended. Coming up, stretching upward again. Remembering to breathe and then fold to the left. And then to the right. This time as we come up, clasp your hands behind your back. Take a breath and then lean forward, stretching the arms behind you. Returning to a seated position. We'll now do the spinal twist. So looking over your left shoulder, bringing your hands to the right behind you. Extend your eyes as far as you can. Very nourishing to work with the spine like this. Brings oxygen to the entire spinal column. Same thing now to the right. Now placing the hands where your hip bones meet your legs. We do some big circles of the upper body. Reverse directions. Placing the right hand on your left rib cage. Bring the left arm up and lean over the opposite direction. And then repeat for your other side. Placing the hands behind the head, sharp outward breaths. Twisting left and then right. Extending the arms far over your head. Some nice deep abdominal breaths. I'm going to take one moment to move the camera just a bit closer for those listening online. And then asking permission of those present, if I may remove my mask so that you can hear me more clearly. Okay, thank you.
May I move closer?
Please move closer, yes. Those who are far away. At the same time, maintaining good social distance. Okay, today we start a service with reading from the Dhammapada, and this is from the chapter, I believe it's the True Master. Let me check. Yes, okay. So place your hands palm to palm. Deepen your breathing as you listen to these words of the Buddha. They do not tremble or grasp or hesitate. They have found peace. Calmly, they let go of life, of home and pleasure and desire. Nothing of humans can hold them. Nothing of the gods can hold them. Nothing in all creation can hold them. Desire has left them, never to return. Sorrow has left them, never to return. So good morning, dear friends of the Dharma out in the 10 directions. I'm so grateful to have you here today on this holiday in which very many of us are occupied with things going on in family and friends and so on. So it's nice to have you here. And welcome to those who are joining us online as well. So today our topic is, it's the holiday season, Christmas in particular, and how we embrace that in Buddhism. So it is said that, Buddhists honor all religions and celebrate all holidays. And so, yes, we celebrate Christmas along with everyone else. On Christmas Eve every year, Plum Village has a live stream of a special Christmas service. And other religions have celebrations this kind of time of year as well. There's Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Diwali. I'm sorry I don't get these names very right. Someday I should look them up so that I too can participate in those celebrations, because as a Buddhist, I get to participate in all of these holidays. As we cultivate wisdom in our tradition, we try to find connections between Buddhist teachings and our life. So life right now means, everyday life means Christmas. So I wanted to share a few reflections, a few of these connections, and then I'll also invite you to participate with your own. So yesterday at the temple, the few of us who were around, we had shared a Christmas meal together. And our meal happened to be veggie burgers, macaroni salad, sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, sort of a mix of everybody's favorite things. And it was really fun to do that. And then we watched the movie White Christmas. Has anybody seen that movie ever? With Bing Crosby. It's an old classic that we really enjoyed. So that's how we celebrated. And many of you probably were with friends and family. Were any of you not having a place to go or family yesterday? Just curious. Okay, so good. These days, particularly with Zoom, even if we can't be together in person, we can be with those who are near and dear to us. So one of the things about the Christmas holiday is it's all about relationships, family, and friends. And Buddhism has a lot to say on this topic, as you well know. So one of the lessons is it's a time of letting go. So what we try to do is put down all our projects, to maybe put aside the cell phone for a little while, to just respectfully distance ourselves from conflicts or tense relationships that we may have with other family members, and to just be together, to be very much in person. Christmas is also a good time to celebrate the 4 Brahma of Aharas. These are 4 aspects of love. And so the first one is loving kindness. The second is compassion. The third is empathetic joy. And the fourth is equanimity. So if we think about this loving kindness, this is a wonderful way to cultivate friendship. And the friendship can be with yourself as well as with others. In many Buddhist traditions, there are formal loving kindness meditations. And so sitting in meditation, you work with these phrases that send kindness out to the world. So beginning with yourself, you may say the phrases, may I be well, may I be free from anxiety, may I be present with others, and so on. So you say these phrases, and then after you say them to yourself several times, then you begin to send that energy out to those who are close to you, and feeling a heart connection, sending loving energy, and then outward further still to those you don't know very well, and then maybe to those you are in conflict with. So do a little loving kindness meditation in this holiday season. And the second one is compassion, karuna. As we look around our world right now, there are many opportunities for compassion. Not everyone is as fortunate as we are. And it's a very troubled world. So we can think about those who are sick, maybe those who are discriminated against, those who are living in war zones, all these kinds of things, and we send our compassion to them. The third aspect is empathetic joy. So this is happiness and other people's happinesses. Joy sort of compounds the more that we are willing to share it. So on Christmas Day in particular, look around and see the joy of children if you have children present with you, and just to share that joy. Or share the joy of someone who has received a promotion at work, or good fortune has come their way in some way. And then the last Brahma Vihara is equanimity, sometimes also known as inclusivity, which I think is an interesting interpretation. But equanimity means just accepting whatever is present in our lives. So accepting circumstances, accepting people around us, letting go of any false divisions or barriers that we may have. So a third sort of connection of the Christmas holiday to Buddhist teachings has to do with gift giving. So when we think in this country, gift giving involves a lot of material things. So people go out, they do shopping, or they get online and do shopping and have Amazon bring all these things to their door, and then they wrap them and give them as gifts to other people. There are other kinds of gifts that are also very important. One of these is the gift of Dharma. Simply sharing the Dharma path that we're choosing to follow can be a great gift to people. They can be, inspired by the examples that we provide, or inspired by teachings that we share, maybe to your holiday meal with friends and families. You share something like a little meal gata. And for us, that would be, this food comes from the labors of beings past and present. From this, our body, mind is nourished, our practice sustained. That's a simple kind of practice to share, simple kind of Dharma. And then the third kind of gift is no fear. I think maybe we'll do a whole Dharma talk on non-fear at some point. Because basically what we're trying to do is help people not be destroyed by the fears that they have. And so it's like, no, we don't get rid of it, but we learn how to work with it. We learn how to live with it in a peaceful way. And the fear can stem from external circumstances. It can also stem from our own anxiety and internal conflicts. As you do meditation practice, the deeper you go, you may start to encounter this fear, because what you're doing is stepping into an abyss of the unknown, and that could be a little scary. But if we're willing to do that, we learn a great deal and we grow a great deal. And so the last sort of connection I want to share, and we'll spend a little time on this one, is cultivating wonder. So on Christmas in particular, children bring this sense of wonder of looking at the tree. There's gifts under that Christmas tree brought by some unknown entity, some Santa Claus. It's just all, quite a fresh and wondrous experience, sort of a sense of awe. So if you can think back in your life, you may remember experiences like this of wonder. So in our meditation practice, wonder is in a very important element of it. We call this perhaps Unknowing Mind. And in our Sangha meditation, we say, Unknowing Mind is a splendid world of infantile brilliance. Be a little dumb, pure, and innocent to enter this world, so you may cry without bitterness, laugh like the morning sun. So we cultivate this sense of awe and wonder in our meditation practice by working with our unknowing mind, by coming to this fresh without any preconceived expectations or notions. So this sense of wonderment is non-conceptual. It has to do with don't know mind. Every year we have peace camp for families of all ages, families and people of all ages. Usually about 125 people show up, and we camp together for an entire week in tents and live together as a community. And this, it's such a precious experience of wonder. Kids who've grown up in our Sangha, this may be their first encounter with Buddhism and with the Dharma and with the Sangha. And now this camp has been going on for years and years. And so now we have some young people. They started coming to Peace Camp when they were 2 years old, and they came back every single year. And now they are young adults and they're going off to college, but they still love to come back to Peace Camp. So some of the experiences of wonder at Peace Camp, we have one member who always brings a bubble machine. Have you seen a bubble machine? A great big bubble one. It's about this big around. And so at just spontaneous moments, the bubble machine comes out. And it's like you dip it in the suds and whoosh, you have these giant bubbles floating everywhere. And that's truly a sense of joy and wonder, not only for the kids, but for the adults. It's just a lot of fun. Another sense of wonder comes up with regard to tie-dye. Everybody who comes to Peace Camp gets a t-shirt that then they personally tie-dye. And when they're done, we place them all on the line. And so everybody goes swimming and they come back and you can see just the wonder of all of these freshly tie-dyed t-shirts hanging on the line. And then a third sort of experience from Peace Camp, an experience of wonder, is the talent show that everyone is invited to participate in. And everybody brings whatever their talent is. So for some, it's singing. For others, it's dancing, playing drums, offering poetry. You never know. And so just this sense of wonder at all the talent that everybody has within them, and as we share. So in everyday life and in our Buddhist practice, how do we cultivate wonder? The wonder of the Christmas season, the wonder of that goes on all year. So here's a few suggestions that I ran across. So just taking a moment to look up at the sky, go on a walk, see what you observe. During this season in which we have a lot of darkness, look up at the stars, maybe the moon. You can even see this in the morning now. And just have a sense of connection with the universe around us. Immerse yourself in art. Does anybody here do art, like drawing or singing or writing, things like that? definitely a way of creating wonder. There's a favorite book, and I forgot to bring it with me today. But one of my favorite books is Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. Have any of you heard of it? Heard the title? Well, someday I'll bring it to service and we'll read from it. So this beautiful book is written by a professor in botany. But not only is she a professor, but she has a very deep Native American background, very connected, and she also is very poetic. So as she describes this cycle of life, of planting seeds, to cultivating, to going to harvest, to using the fruits of that harvest to glean some sweetgrass, which then gets braided and made into these beautiful baskets. Just every chapter that you read has this sense of wonder and connection to nature. So it's an inspiring book. You may have other inspiring books as well. Spend time watching children. We've already mentioned that one. The next one, travel to new and exciting destinations. I present this with caution right now, but you can do kind of a staycation. And if you live in Ann Arbor or in Dexter or someplace like that, there's lots of nice parks around. So you can just go take an afternoon and go enjoy the park. Expand your social circle. Especially since we have online communities, we can do this these days. So those of us who stay at the temple have the good fortune of many coming to us, people we've never met. And each new person who comes brings their own special flavor. And it expands our sense of awareness of what's going on with the world, and it breaks down of this fixed sense of self, these fixed ideas that we may have about ourselves. So that's an important way to cultivate wonder. And then do something good for the community, a giving practice, gratitude practice, very important sources of growth and wonder for us. So does anybody have ones that they would add that you can think of? Connections between Buddhist teachings and your life, or practices of cultivating wonder? Speak very loudly because I don't have the microphone today.
I was walking in Nipsey over the Huron River and doing what I do, just appreciating nature, and the way you are describing, or way the Buddhists, it's like, oh, I see that when I do that, I'm engaging in this wonder of just the water flowing and the beauty and so that's nice. I didn't never think of it as a practice of wonder.
Uh-huh. Yeah, thank you. Anybody else?
I encountered with Buddha several years ago because I met with very large difficulties and obstacles in my life that I can't overcome by myself. So I have to ask for help and assistance from Buddha. I read the classic works of Buddha every day to seek for calmness, peace in my heart. And finally, very luckily, I overcome that obstacles. I always hold very deep gratitude toward Buddha. That's why today I come here.
So Lou has just shared that she was having difficulties in her life several years ago. and she encountered Buddha, and that has become an important part of her life. And every day she reads Buddhist scriptures, she engages in Buddhist practice, and she approaches the world with a sense of gratitude, having cultivated these teachings. And also, that is what led her to come here today to be with us, is just a sense of gratitude and wanting to reach out and be part of Buddhist community. So thank you, Lou. Did I miss anything that I count?
No.
Okay, thank you. Any others? And those online, you can put something in the chat if you wish. Okay, so now it's time. We need to have a little fun because this is Christmas. So, Lou, maybe you could help me distribute these sheets to people. So if you would give each person one, I'll put my glasses on. This is something new, Ursula, please. Yeah, okay. So we have a member of our Sangha. His name is Paramita Nat Needle. He lived here at the temple many years ago. And he's a musician, a songwriter. And he has written many wonderful songs that we sing at Peace Camp and in other places. And a couple of days ago, he surfaced this one and gave it as an offering. So I want to do it together. So this goes to the tune of Jingle Bells. So this is Buddhist Jingle Bells. And if you could all join in the chorus, let's practice the chorus, and then we'll do the song. So it's to the tune of Jingle Bells. Temple bells, Buddhist hells are no place to stay. Better spin your Dharma wheel before you pass away. Hey, temple bells, Buddhist hells are no place to stay. Better spin your Dharma wheel before you pass away. One more time. Temple bells, Buddhist hells are no place to stay. Better spin your Dharma wheel before you pass away. Hey, temple bells, Buddhist hells are no place to stay. Better spin your Dharma wheel before you pass away. Okay, so now I'll sing the verses and then you can join in the chorus. Here's the first. We have a little song, we sing it every Yule. The children change the words and sing 'em after school. They sing about Batman and Grandma Chevrolet. So in that sort of childlike mood, I simply want to say, oh, temple bells, Buddhist hells are no place to stay. Better spin your Dharma wheel before you pass away. Hey, temple bells, Buddhist hells are no place to stay. Better spin your Dharma wheel before you pass away. No stealing someone's stuff or taking someone's life. No having too much fun with someone else's wife. Watch out for silly lies or too much booze and pot. The kind of thing could land you in some water that is hot. Oh, temple bells, Buddhist hells are no place to stay. Better spin your Dharma wheel before you pass away. Hey, temple bells, Buddhist hells are no place to stay. Better spin your Dharma wheel before you pass away. Impermanence may scratch and make you bleed and suffer, but if you can detach, you'll have a little buffer. So please try to relax and keep your sense of humor. Who cares about the problems of an aging baby boomer? Oh, temple bells, Buddhist hells are no place to stay. Better spin your Dharma wheel before you pass away. Temple bells, Buddhist hells are no place to stay. Better spin your Dharma wheel before you pass away. Merry Christmas, everyone. So let's say the 4 great vows, and then we'll have a few announcements. So please repeat after me. All beings, one body.
All beings, one body.
I vow to liberate.
I vow to liberate.
Blind passions, one root.
Blind passions, one root.
I vow to terminate.
I vow to terminate.
Dharma gates, one mind.
Dharma is one mind.
I vow to penetrate.
I vow to penetrate.
The great way of Buddha.
The great way of Buddha.
I vow to realize.
I vow to realize.
I see we do have a few things that came in on chat. This is from Sunong out in Seattle. Good snowy morning from Sunong in Seattle. Sense of wonder and connection to Buddhism. Listening to Dharma while watching the beautiful snowfall and covering trees, bushes, lake, rooftops. And she adds, puppy playing next to me, listening to Paramita's temple bell song. Just wonderful and lovely. Thank you, deep bows. So a few announcements. We have some special events coming up at the end of the year. Well, actually, we have one special event starting today and going through the 31st. There is a intensive retreat hosted by our Mexico City temple. And so we encourage you to engage in your own Dharma practice. And then once a day, there is a Dharma talk offered by our Dharma master and Mexico City priest, Doan Sunam. And that's at 8 p.m. every evening. So if you would like to receive that link and participate, please sign your name on the clipboard and I'll make sure that you get it today. On New Year's Eve, we have a special service that will be both live and in person. And this special service involves lighting of candles, some special chanting, reading of scriptures. We burn our defilements so you get a fresh start for the year. And there is an online link to the service, which I will send out in an email blast. If you wish to join in person, you are welcome to. We will limit attendance to 15 this year due to the acute COVID situation that we're having right now. But we do want to connect and be with each other. So if that is something you want to participate in, please, again, sign up on the clipboard and I will either send you the link or you can show up in person here at 8 p.m. on New Year's Eve. We do request masks and we do request that people be fully vaccinated for that service. New Year's Day, there is a service at 11:30 a.m. If you've taken this sheet, it's incorrect. It says 10 a.m. It's at 11:30 a.m. That also will be in this room, offered online and in person. So I hope you can join us for a few of those things. And then I invite you to take a flyer that has our schedule for 2022 events. Mm-hmm.
So you have New Year's Day where you have regular Sunday service?
We will have, our service will be at 11:30 a.m. on New Year's Day. That's a Saturday. And then there will be no Sunday service next week on January 2nd. It's we're into our temple recess. Okay. Anybody else have announcements? Okay. So let's all stand and we'll close with the 3 formal vows. And we'll leave everything in this room because it is set up for New Year's Eve service.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.